Good morning and welcome back to Miniature Monday here on Gaming with ADHD, where today we're going to be taking a look at some more Necromunda Underhive and what I'm working on for my very first Necromunda gang. Now, before we get started, do make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I'm going to try and make these a regular series, not necessarily every week for Miniature Monday, but at least probably a couple of times a month at least. So if you want to make sure that you're following along, seeing what I learn, how I'm building my gang, what I'm using, absolutely come along and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. With that said, there are also going to be some links down below. I've got my general affiliate links, but I'm also going to be linking to where you can get the files for 3D printing the miniatures that I'm going to use. Nothing against the quality of Games Workshop miniatures, but I'm just trying some different things with my hobby and, kind of spreading out some of the love, as it were. And so, if you like the look of these miniatures, then absolutely check out those links, and you'll be able to get those for yourself. But with all that out of the way, let's take a look at what's going on. So, first off, I wanted to look at my actual gang that I put together. So, I spent the last week on a cruise with about half of it being at sea. So, I actually had a lot of time where I could read the rules. I actually went through not every single page of the new core rulebook that I showed off in the last video, but also the House of Iron, which is the faction book for the Orlocks, which is going to be my first gang. Now, why did I choose the Orlocks? Basically, they're the kind of default human faction. They're not weird, mutants. They're not, gene, spliced, monsters for mining operations. Actually, I should say manufacturing operations, because the Orlocks are the mining operation. But they're just kind of a good general gang, and so I figured they would be a little bit easier to learn, a little bit easier to start with, and so basically, this is going to be the first gang that I'm going to use in the game. So first off, we've got the road captain. Now, every gang has to have a leader, obviously. So think of it sort of like your HQ choice. This is going to be the guy that's in charge of the gang. Now, for what I decided to equip him with, first off, I gave him mesh armor. It gives you a 5+ save. There are some better ones, but I didn't want to sink a whole lot of points into this guy right away. So I figured a 5+ save in the initial game, or the initial start to the gang, would be sufficient. But I'm also not putting armor on everyone, so it's a nice starting point. I also gave him an auto pistol, a bolt gun, and a chainsword. As a old Space Marine player, I love bolt guns, and so I thought that would be fun to use. And obviously, he's got to have some good close combat weapon. Now, talking to a friend of mine, he liked the list, but he did, in the original iteration, it was just the bolt gun on him, and a friend of mine told me, because I was not necessarily aware of this rule, but there is the reload issue where he might be out of ammo, and in that case, he would then be running around just with the chainsword, and he'd have to get into hand-to-hand a lot. So he did recommend giving him a gun, so I gave him an auto pistol as well, so that he does have something just in case he doesn't have access to his bolt gun during a game. In addition, he gets a skill and a legendary name, and so I gave him the mentor skill. Basically, I wanted to be able to level up my other gang members pretty quickly, so I figured having that mentor option, and the ability to gain extra experience would be helpful. And then I gave him the Bullet Dodger legendary name, which I probably should have had the book available when I started the video, but that's a separate issue. Where basically if an enemy is making a ranged attack against me, essentially I get a chance to dodge or make them re-roll the dice. So I do have a 5+ save, but you know, anything else to keep from losing my leader early on is probably going to be helpful. So that's why I picked that one. So that is my leader. Now for a champion, I started with an arms master. In basically, I don't really have a good answer for why, but I just like the description of the arms master, and so that's what I figured I would take for a champion. And for him, again, mesh armor. If I'm sinking a lot of points into a champion, I want to keep him alive. Then I've also got gave him the combat shotgun, which gives me salvo ammunition and shredder ammunition, which is cool because then I'm going to get a template off of that. And I also gave him a power knife. Basically, all of my guys, I gave them a weapon, or a ranged and a close combat weapon. For his skills, I gave him steady hands, which I forget what that one does, but he also has the legendary name of Iron Stare, which allows for and it basically enemy fighters trying to target him with a range attack have to pass a cool check. So, you know, similar but a little bit different. Again, if I'm going to put a lot of points into these characters, I want to make sure that they stick around at least for a little bit. As far as the steady hands is concerned, yeah, I know I'm super prepared on this. Where is steady hands? Not in the ones that I've looked at so far. I am not finding it. I know that I picked it, and I could pick it. And I know there was a reason that I picked it. So this makes me look really stupid. Alright, well, we are going to just move on. I know there was a reason that I took it, folks. When I come back and tell you how my games went, I'll let you know if it was a good choice. So, as dumb as this video is going to look like. Anyways, so that's my arms master. Now, when you're building your gang, at least half of your models have to be your gangers. Now, in this case, you can have a single specialist that will let you take either special or heavy weapons. And I did want to have a heavy weapon in my gang, and so I took one specialist, gave him a heavy stubber, and from some review videos that I've watched, it helps to have a suspensor, so I gave him that. I did not give him some armor, though. I think that's a little bit of an oversight, but we'll see as the games go. But that is going to be one of the first things that I do for this guy is get him some armor once I've earned some credits or found it during the game. Next up, we have 3 identical fighters. They do have different names, though, because you have to name everyone because they gain experience and, you know, grow as the campaign goes on. And so we've got 3 gunners, and they all have a fighting knife and an auto gun. Not great equipment, but let's be honest, these are core gangers. They're not supposed to be the best at everything. They're supposed to just fill out the ranks and, you know, kind of, you know, make the rest of your opponents either target them or make your opponents keep their heads down. Especially if you can get them out in front of your leader. one of the rules is that you have to target the closest viable enemy. And so, if you can keep them in between the leader and champion or other characters in your gang, you can use that to, again, help screen them. So we've got 3 of those gunners. Now, reading through the rules, there is a type of character called the Wrecker. Basically, they have a jump booster that allows them to move around the battlefield, or I should say the Underhive or the Ashways or whatever it is, wherever you're playing. I thought the description of the character sounded fun. I am one who, when I'm building a list, I build stuff because I think it looks cool, or I think it sounds fun and it's something that I want to add to my army. Not necessarily because it's the best choice to take. Anyways, I thought the Wrecker sounded fun, so I added one of those. And they come with a sawn-off shotgun. And then finally, because it wouldn't be a game of Necromunda, in my opinion, if you didn't have a Juve, or in this case, a Greenhorn, as part of the gang. That was one thing that I always thought was kind of cool about Necromunda, is you have your regular gangers, but then you have those kids that are just coming up. They're just getting into the gang. They're not as good at anything, but they, get to do extra fun stuff. So I figured I would add at least one of those. And so I gave him a fighting knife and, again, a sawn-off shotgun. So in total, this gang is worth 1,000 credits, so I have used all of my starting points. I don't have anything left over, but now I have to actually get started in building the actual models for the gang. So what am I going to use for that? Because I've already said I'm not getting the official Games Workshop minis. Sorry, Games Workshop. No animus. I just want to try something else. So in this case, I am using the October 2023 set from Print Minis that you can find on MyMiniFactory.com. I will have a link in the description so that you can go purchase that. Obviously, you get quite a bit of stuff. You can purchase so what I'm going to use specifically are the Sump Pirates. So it is this modular kit right here. You get enough pieces for 10 different models, lots of extra arms, equipment, accessories, everything that you need to build a gang. Now, I realize these are not specifically Orlocks. Print Minis has said that they are going to start working on an Orlock gang. So I don't necessarily know what these are supposed to represent, but I think they look very much like the Orlocks do. So that's what I'm going to use. If you just buy it on its own, the set is $36. And it does obviously come with all sorts of extra stuff. You've got some Sump Spiders, some mutated acolytes, Gene Stealer cultists. You've got terrain, vehicles. You got this Sump boat, a dwarf prospector with a little robot dude, and then obviously you've got the docks. So some extra terrain. This is a pretty good set. Alternatively, you can get the give me just 1 second to find it. You can get the Sump Pirates on their own, and they are somewhere. I know. Absolute professionalism, folks. That's how I roll around here. I know you can buy them separately. I'm just not finding the specific. Separate set. Anyways, for what they generally charge, it's about $12. If you want to get just the Sump Pirates themselves, you'll pay around that. Or if you sign up for their tribe, which it's about $12 a month, it will let you get a 50% discount on these particular kits. So instead of $36, you're paying about $18 per set. So highly recommend. You get a lot of stuff. I'm just buying them on the monthly sets. Once eventually I'll be caught up, and then I'll just get them as part of the tribe. But that's what I'm doing for me. So let's take a little bit closer look at the models. So like I said, you're going to get 10 different models. You've got 10 different legs. You've got 10 different torsos. And then you've got a variety of head and arm combinations. Honestly, there's a lot of variety. There's a lot of ways that you can build it. Here in a minute, we'll actually look at some of the printed versions themselves, so you can actually see what the quality looks like. They're not assembled. It's just going to be the raw pieces, but again, it'll give you an idea. This is, again, we've got some of the, it's the 3D renders all assembled, just so you can see closer what they look like. Honestly, they look fun. I realize they're supposed to be, pirates of the Underhive, but I think they very much capture that Orlock aesthetic, and so I think they're going to be a great fit for my gang. Lots of different options there. Now, one thing that you can also get, and I actually just found this, even though I didn't find it when I was initially looking for it. For $8, they do have this weapons kit. It's just different pistols and rifles and close combat weapons and chain swords and heavy weapons, which I think are actually for some vehicles. But overall, it's a lot of different variety of weapons that you can change out for your guys and do some different stuff. They've also got a very nice, kind of underhive look going for them. I really like them. And that one you can get either on its own for $8, or you can get it part of the June 2023 set, which gives you some models that can be used for Escher, the Enforcers, or the Ash Waste Nomads. So you get a lot. You get like some of these container blocks, more vehicles, these barricades. You also get some Ogrins. Again, lots of stuff. I'm really liking Print Minis and what they've done, and everything that I've printed off so far has actually come out great. So if you're into 3D printing, I highly recommend you check these guys out. In fact, let's take a look at it. So this is what I have printed off. Now this is the Sump Pirates, or Orlocks, as you can see on my plate here. The bases are not from Print Minis. I believe these are from Titan Forge, but I found these and they have just a nice kind of Underhive look to them. Let's focus the camera a little bit. Again, you've got some grading, you've got some piping, different panels. I thought I had 5 different bases. Oh, okay, there's a 4th one. I know, I'm super professional at this, folks. Anyways, so they all look good. They all look like the Underhive. Very, very happy with these, and they printed out very well. Again, I think these are from Titan Forge. If I can find it before the video goes live, or maybe I'll find it after, and I'll try to get a link to those as well. So we've got a variety pack of... Actually, here, let me get really close in. So as you can see, there's a lot of detail on these. We got little spikes on the knee pads, little pouches. That's just some pimples that I'll have to clean off. But then also, if you look at the different torsos, like these 3D printing companies Like I printed these myself, but I'm talking about the 3D sculptors that are just putting stuff out there are making really, really good quality stuff. Um, Here's kind of a Laz sniper rifle looking thing. Um, Here's the chainsword, so already have that for my leader. Some different legs. And as you can see, I mean, it's all multi-part, so I can just, glue them together in whatever order that I want. I mean, that'll be my heavy stubber right there. It's probably supposed to be like a flamethrower or something, but whatever. Close enough. There's just a lot going on here. I think they look great. And honestly, it's not, if you're already invested in 3D printing, there's kind of no reason not to. I get to print whatever I want. Having the weapons kit will let me swap out the different weapons, and I can literally make like if I just need an individual piece, I can just print the individual piece and not have to go buy a complete extra $50 kit just to get the one weapon option that I'm looking for. So honestly, I really like that about 3D printing. So that is my first gang for Necromunda, and that is also how I'm going to be putting them together. What do you think? Did I make some mistakes? Did I take the wrong models? What did you think of the print minis content? Honestly, I've been really enjoying it. They have a Discord and are pretty helpful, answer a lot of questions there as well, which I believe you can join if you join their tribes. I don't want to, just start spamming the link out there, so I will let you go research that on your own. But I'll, honestly, put it down in the comments. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you. But other than that, thanks for watching. Don't forget all the links down below. But have a great day, and we'll talk to you next time.